So what else you got for me?
We got a guy that has the flu. He's been waiting for a while.
Yeah? Take him into B.
Thanks.
I went into emergency medicine mainly for what I call as a spectrum, variety, if you will, and also the pace.
Dr. Ayanna Herbert prides herself on her ability to quickly size up patients.
Hi, sir.
I can walk in and be who I am at all times. I can come to different levels with different people based on my experiences and my background. And I think that's just important when you're relating to a patient.
Look, I got a bit of extra.
Today, her medical intuition will be put to the ultimate test.
Yeah, Lathan Dow, 32-year-old that said he was in a bar fight last week.
Was he the winner or loser?
Probably the loser. We found blood in his stool and in the urine specimen.
He must have rushed or something in the fight.
Here.
Mr. Toa? Hi, I'm Dr. Herbert. So how you feeling? What's going on? What hurts? Your stomach?
32-year-old Samoan Lathan Toa is a bouncer at a bar, and at 6'5", 300 pounds, he normally calls the shots, but not today.
Patients come in, obviously they have a problem or else they wouldn't be there. And sometimes it's patient-perceived problems versus true medical emergencies. And this patient, he had a real problem. We didn't know what it was when he hit the door, but we needed to figure it out.
His pulse is really high, 120.
Oh, we need to get that heart
He was
rate down.
dehydrated, yes. I'm starting IV, saline drip.
Stomach's a little distended. How long have you been throwing up blood?
This morning.
And what about the stomach pains? Did those start this morning too?
I don't know.
Let me get it.
A bar fight. A fight, couple days. I just kept kicking me in the stomach and the back. Doc, it's burning. It's burning.
He's in so much pain.
Hang in there.
Our thoughts were the vomiting, blood in the stool, even the blood in the urine could be secondary to pretty significant trauma from the assault. My priority in the workup at this point is to make sure he didn't get kicked in the stomach so bad or kicked in the back so bad that he has an injury that's causing him to bleed.
Internal bleeding. Let's get a surgery.
Dr. Herbert orders tests on her patient when suddenly,
He's on call.
Mr. Toa takes a turn for the worse.
Can we get housekeeping? We need to clean up, please.
All right.
He is vomiting red blood.
Mr. Toa,
Lathan Toa came to the ER after being involved in a bar fight. Now he's vomiting up blood. Dr. Herbert hopes a CAT scan will provide some answers. As she waits for the results to be processed, Dr. Herbert makes her first therapeutic decision.
Mr. Toa, your stomach is full of blood right now, and that's why you're throwing up. This is called an NG tube. It goes in through your nose and down into your stomach to relieve the pressure in your stomach and also to make sure that you don't throw up into your lungs and suffocate. Little uncomfortable. Here you go. Okay, just hold still. All right, ready? Swallow. Swallow. Hang in there.
You have to swallow.
Swallow. We're almost there. No. Swallow. And I'm in. Let's get this taped into place and get a suction.
Someone who have to have a tube down their nose into their throat is one of the most painful and uncomfortable procedures that we can inflict on a patient, if you will. But this patient needed it. It was necessary. But he didn't like it.
No, I know it's uncomfortable.
Oh, you gotta get you out of me.
Lathan Toa was in a bar fight and is now vomiting blood. The 6'5", 300-pound man wants no part of a nasogastric tube down his nose. But this tube is in place to suction the blood collecting in his stomach.
Well, call down and get me 4 units of O positive.
You're going to be relieving the pressure now.
There's no telling how much blood he's already lost.
In a case like this, you start to feel like a detective. You're starting to get little pieces and you're really needing to put them together. But once you get it together, and sometimes you have to draw your conclusions without the proof, and that's another part of feeling like a detective, just going with your instincts.
You gotta get you out of me.
Look, buddy. Not. do that. If you take that tube out of your nose and leave the hospital, you are going to die. Do you understand me? Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
No formalities, in his face. This is what's going on. If you don't understand it, you're gonna die.
The search for the source of Lathan Toa's severe internal bleeding continues. When all else fails, Dr. Herbert must rely on her intuition.
It's scary because you go back and think about the things you could have missed that could be the difference between life and death. And I thought,
Have you been taking anything for your pain?
this man has been in pain for 3 or 4 days. What's he been doing for his pain?
Painkillers. Just painkillers. To find the stomach.
And how often have you been taking these painkillers?
And I said, well, how much? What kind? And his answer was just, I don't know.
Lathan, can you at least tell me if you've taken more than 8 pills a day?
A couple bottles worth.
The reason why he's bleeding is because of a toxicity of a medicine that he's been taking.
Draw blood for a toxicology screening, ASAP.
Got it.
Immediately I asked to send off what's called a serum toxicology screen. That's going to check for a number of substances in the blood.
Get these to the lab. Put a rush on it, okay?
And I really could not wait for that lab result to come back. He's going into what's called hepatic failure or liver failure. He essentially could bleed into his system and die.
What he needs is a coagulant to thicken up his platelets.
Okay.
It's called a coagulopathy, meaning you're not able to stop normal bleeding. So though all those numbers are out of whack, when you talk about your liver function, your ability to form clots in your blood and things like that, that's what's affected.
Mr. Toa, I think you've taken too many painkillers and your liver can't handle it. And it's affecting your blood's ability to clot. Listen, I'm gonna give you an antidote. And I'm really sorry, but that tube's gonna have to stay in just a little bit longer.
Take it out.
Just a little bit longer. Have you been taking these painkillers?
Dr. Ayanna Herbert suspects her patient, Lathan Toa, has overdosed on over-the-counter painkillers and has ordered blood work to confirm her suspicion.
What do you want me to do with this?
Let's mix it with 2 parts water for the first couple doses.
Okay.
So we gave what's called NAC.
N-acetylcysteine, or NAC, inhibits further damage from the over-the-counter painkillers still in the body, but there's no guarantee it will work.
We're gonna give you an antidote for those painkillers you were taking, but it has to go in through your stomach.
Do you need to put another tube?
No, we can use the same tube. It's a reverse tube, so we can go in and out. Okay?
Oh, I don't need a tube. Can't I just drink it?
You know, you don't want to do that. It smells like rotten eggs. Most patients prefer not to take it orally. Alright.
It's like 18 doses that you have to give every so many hours in the hospital, but it's only proven to definitely help if given within the first 24 hours. After that, you just don't know. You don't know if it's going to help. And this guy's been in pain for 3 to 4 days. We have no idea when he started taking the medicine, how long he's been taking the medicine. He was totally off of any kind of algorithm that we could really start treatment. It was just a matter of throwing it at him and hoping for the best.
As soon as we get this medicine in you, we'll take that tube out. Just bear with us.
The same nasogastric tube that had been pulling blood from Nathan's stomach has now been used to put the antidote into his system.
I've got to go see some other patients now. Make sure that keeps flowing and let me know when that dose is done.
Okay.
Luckily, he let us keep the nasogastric tube in to administer that. He was threatening to leave against medical advice because that tube was so uncomfortable.
I can't take you no more.
And I went back to explain to him, if you leave, you may die. It's as simple as that.
Almost done.
Okay.
When blood tests finally come back, Dr. Herbert's diagnosis of an overdose of painkillers is confirmed, but the patient is in so much discomfort, he is still threatening to leave the hospital.
I can't take you no more. I can't.
We got a positive test result back on toxic levels of painkillers in your body. So we're going to continue to treat you with the NAC.
And if I say no?
Saving your life.
That's a big deal. If I could have, I would have still walked out.
Hang in there, Mr. Toa.
When patients come in and start refusing what otherwise is standard care, it's very frustrating. All you can think of is all those other people in the waiting room that are waiting to get help. That's the frustration, but the responsibility is to really educate the patient, make sure they're making an informed decision when it's very frustrating sometimes when patients just don't get it.
48 hours later, Dr. Herbert sees her patient leaving the hospital.
Hey, you're up.
So me just getting in his face and telling him like it is, I think he understood the graveness of his condition at that time, and for that reason, today he's alive.